Welcome, everyone, to this meeting of the Board of Education. This meeting is being televised live on AACPS TV and streamed on AACPS's YouTube channel. General information and protocols for the meeting are posted on the sign by the doorway as you enter the room. So please make sure that you read those if you have not already done so. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'll have our invocation. O God, we pray to administer that which is just in all education policies, being ever mindful of your guidance, stir us to action with love, wisdom, and understanding. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now we're going to be moving on to item 2.03, approval of the minutes. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Do we have consensus? And we do. Item 2.04, establish agenda order. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to establish agenda order as written.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. We have consensus? And we do. Okay. Item 2.05, educator of the month.
Today, the Board of Education is honored to recognize a middle school educator whose love of reading fosters positive change and growth for not just her students, but their parents too. She makes outstanding contributions to Crofton Middle and its community. Miss Maggie Johnson, 7th grade language arts teacher. Miss Johnson, all on her own without any additional compensation, created an after-school book club for the parents of her students. This club invited parents to read the same novel as their Surprise! Okay. Since she teaches both standard and advanced reading curriculum, she ran the club with 2 rotations. The parents were excited to be included in their students' learning, and the students were able to see adults fostering a love of reading. She has high expectations for her students, and when she had new multilingual learners in her advanced language arts class, she found new ways to modify the curriculum for those students. Her efforts supported the tremendous personal and academic growth for this group. Ms. Johnson has excellent rapport with the students, and her devotion to supporting them in various ways during the after-school promotes opportunities for self-reflection and to develop strategies to avoid undesirable behavior in the future. Another way that Maggie contributes to the school and district is by hosting the Sea Perch Club. The club meets regularly to design and build a water-capable robot that competes against other schools in the spring. This club provides an opportunity to grow their love for STEM fields. Ms. Johnson, you maintain good relationships with parents, students, and staff members. Your ideas and strategies are excellent. Crofton Middle School is thankful to have you. Maggie Johnson, for all these reasons and many more, the Board of Education is honored to recognize you as the Educator of the Month for October 2025. I personally thank you and congratulations. Will you come up to receive this recognition? I want to see the robot, by the way.
They're cool. I really got tricked. I thought my husband won an engagement teacher award in Millerville. Are you confused?
Thank you. We're proud, and I live in Crofton, so I'm even more excited.
Yeah, photo op. Okay.
I'm serious about the robot.
Okay, we're moving on to item 2.06, our employee of the month.
Thank you, Mr. President. The backbone, which by definition supports the body and protects the spinal cord, can be a metaphorical term for courage and strength of character. At Wiley H. Bates Middle School, their backbone is always professional and ensures tasks are completed in a timely manner in order to keep the school day running smoothly. Mrs. Neva Stansberry, Principal's Administrative Assistant, is this backbone who we're honoring today. There is never a concern when Mrs. Stansberry is assigned a task. Her knowledge, combined with her dedication to Annapolis, both inside and outside of school, brings an energy that is positive and contagious. She leads the other administrative assistants in the school with a positive and solution-oriented manner. Each day, she sends out a "What's Happening" email that communicates the daily expectations for the staff. Everyone relies on this information. Her knowledge of the school reduces the stress level of every employee because she always has the answers and is ready to assist anyone at any time. Mrs. Stansberry, your work is of such high quality, and your 27-year dedication to Wiley H. Bates Middle School is unmatched. We are honored to award you as October 2025 Employee of the Month. Congratulations, and would you please come forward?
Let's go through. So, a couple of things. We have here this plaque to add to what I'm sure are many others that you have. And we have this certificate. And I'm going to give you these nice things. We'll take a couple of pictures, then I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So what did they tell you to get you here?
My principal now told me that we had to go down to the board, and he was talking about he thought maybe he might be fired. But then he came back and said, I think it might be something because I'm a first-year principal.
And after 27 years, you fell for that?
Well, I mean, he called me in and said, we got to go to the board somewhere. Okay.
So I just want to add a note of personal thanks. I know what a difference you make. And I know of your dedication, not just to Bates, but to all of Annapolis. And that includes all of your family
Yes.
and all of the incredible support that they offer to so many in this community. And you want to point out who's here with you?
Yes, that's my husband right there standing up taking the picture. It's my sister-in-law next to her. That's my daughter. That's my brother-in-law, my son.
And we have the new principal and the former principal
Right.
of Bates here
Yes.
come to honor you.
Yes.
So thank you so much for
Thank you.
everything.
I
And
knew something had to be up when I saw Ms. Smith come. Something's up.
is there anything you would like to say?
Nothing else that I have enjoyed my whole 28 now years at Bates Middle School. It's a beautiful school, wonderful people, and the kids are just great. So I'm loving that I have had some kind of impact on some of the kids and into the community, because now I'm seeing some of their parents of the kids that are there now that went to Bates. So now I'm seeing the generations come back.
Nice.
And it's really good. But thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 2.07, our volunteer of the month.
Thank you, Mr. Silkworth. Lucille Ball once said, "Love yourself first and everything falls into line." This month's Volunteer of the Month recognized that sometimes we need to feel good about how we look on the outside in order to love ourselves on the inside and let success follow. He brought something truly unique and meaningful to our school community to foster that love of self in our students. He created our on-site barber and beauty salon at Arundel High School. It is an immense honor to recognize Robert Cradle as our October 2025 Volunteer of the Month. The primary goal of Mr. Cradle's project was simple yet powerful: to increase access to grooming services for students who face barriers to regular self-care. But what Mr. Cradle built is so much more than just a space for haircuts. It is a place where students can walk in, feel seen, feel confident, and know that they are cared for. He understands that looking good on the outside can help students feel good on the inside, and that confidence often translates into greater success in the classroom and beyond. Mr. Cradle has poured countless hours into designing, planning, implementing, advertising, and supporting this initiative. He didn't do it alone. As the founder of Rob's Barbershop Community Foundation, he partnered with other community members and local businesses, aligning perfectly with Arundel High's signature pathway of community development and global citizenship. This collaboration demonstrates Robert's deep belief that it takes a community to raise and support our students. Perhaps what stands out most is not only the services provided, but the mentorship fostered. In his short time there, Mr. Cradle has become a trusted guide, advocate, and role model for many of our students. His approachable spirit and consistent positivity have made him a cornerstone of this new program. The Arundel Barbershop is not just about haircuts. It is about dignity, belonging, and empowerment. And Mr. Cradle, through his vision and hard work, has given our students all of these things. Mr. Cradle, Arundel High, and the entire Anne Arundel County Public Schools community is blessed to have such a dedicated volunteer, and we thank you for your service. Would you please come forward?
Thank you.
How did they trick you into coming?
Oh, actually, well, they said it was a budget meeting that I had to attend. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm not an employee. So, but anyway, just real quick, today, thank you for this, because today I have my no leave home rule today, because today is reconciliation day as far as our bookkeeping goes, right? So I don't leave the house, but this is worth it. So thank you. Nice, nice.
Yeah, Mr. Yeah, I'm going to include those nice words that they printed about you.
Okay. Good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we will take a short break for some photos. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're now going to be moving on to item 3.0, our public comments on agenda items. This is one of the opportunities that the board provides to hear the views and receive the advice of community members. The members of this board appreciate hearing from interested citizens. As appropriate, we will refer your concerns to the superintendent for follow-up by his staff. While we encourage public input on policies, programs, and practices within the purview of this board and the school system, this is not the proper forum to address specific student or specific employee matters or to comment on matters that do not relate to public education in Anne Arundel County. I remind everyone that any inappropriate personnel remarks or other behavior that disrupts or interferes with the conduct of this meeting are out of order. Persons who otherwise disrupt or disturb this meeting will not be allowed to continue their remarks and will be asked to leave the meeting. It is not the board's general practice to engage in question and answer sessions with speakers. For the record, please give your name before speaking. Handouts should be given to the board assistant. I ask that speakers observe the 2-minute clock. A yellow light will shine when you have 30 seconds remaining, and a tone will sound when your time has expired. Please conclude your remarks when you hear the tone. If you continue after your time has expired, the mic may be turned off. It could also be turned off if a speaker addresses specific student or employee matters or are commenting on matters not related to public education in Anne Arundel County. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have one speaker this afternoon, and that is Grayson Morgan, speaking on the award of contracts. Mr. Morgan.
Thank you, President Silkworth, members of the board, superintendent. My name is Grayson Morgan. I have a daughter at South River High School and another at Davidsonville Elementary. When you see me at these board meetings doing public comment, just assume I'm here to talk about traffic and pedestrian safety. That is the rock that I'm pushing. I have been doing it for 10 months since I noticed phenomenal inadequacies in the level of protections offered our students, particularly at South River High School and in the South River feeder in general, regarding crosswalks, proper signage that would alleviate and mitigate risk to our children and pedestrians and parents and visitors to our school. I'm actually going to talk on 2 items. The first one being personnel, which is part of the agenda. Per the school district regulations, there's a safety program I was unaware of when I initially started reporting these issues to school members, administrators.
Mr. Morgan, at this time, we're speaking about items on our agenda. And you had signed up to speak about award of contracts. What you're referring to, you've also signed up to speak on non-agenda items, but that is a little bit later on in the meeting.
This is item 6.02 personnel on the agenda.
Okay.
The safety program states that there should be a safety specialist who does inspections, review of school systems, owned property, leased property, work sites, equipment, school operations as needed to identify unsafe conditions. I cannot identify that person. No member of Anne Arundel County Public School System has identified that person as someone I should report these issues to. Related to contracts, after months of reporting these issues and sending pictures to staff, particularly Dr. Heiser, he would inform me in an email
Please do not
in March.
refer to individuals.
Dr. Heiser?
Please do not refer to personnel.
To senior staff in the administration, I was informed that our facilities division is aware of your concerns and they plan to hire an expert consultant later this summer and into the next school year so that these issues can be assessed and addressed as needed. I am not aware of any contract being let, and I would hope that if that hasn't been brought to the board's attention, that will be a priority to let a contract to hire such an individual. It has been 10 months, and it should not take 10 months to paint a crosswalk in our school system. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you. So that does conclude our public comments. We're moving on to report section, item 4.01, PTA report.
Good afternoon, Dr. Silkworth, Vice President Dent, Dr. Bedell, board members and guests. My name is Lisa Crittenden, President of the Anne Arundel County Council of PTAs. AACC PTAs continuing to help out local PTAs with compliance issues and questions. We encourage any local PTAs to email us at info@aaccpta.org with their questions or concerns. As part of our goal to help local PTAs, our last two financial review workshops will be held tonight at Bush Annapolis Library from 5:30 to 7:30, and on October 6th from 5:30 to 7:30 at Crofton Library. AACC PTA is excited for the 2025-2026 National PTA Reflections Program. The National PTA Reflections Program is an arts program for students in grades pre-K through 12. Arts categories include dance choreography, film production, photography, music composition, literature, visual arts, and special artists. Student artists compete at the local, county, state, and national PTA level. AACC PTA's deadline for local PTA submissions is December 12th, 2025. If your PTA is interested in participating, please contact the AACC PTA Reflections Chairs at reflections@aaccpta.org. To learn more about the program, visit the Reflections page on the National PTA website at pta.org/reflections. AACC PTA is also committed to advocating for the local PTAs in Anne Arundel County. As happened during the last redistricting, there has been a lot of concern regarding the current redistricting. We hope that the board takes into consideration all the parent feedback and is able to facilitate a smooth transition to the Phase 2 redistricting. We trust that the board will make a good decision for all our students and families. Our next AACC PTA meeting of the year will be held on Monday, October 20th, 2025 at 6 p.m. All scheduled meetings are held virtually. Please let us know how we can help support your PTA by contacting us via our Givebacks page, aaccpta.givebacks.com, or by emailing us at info@aaccpta.org. In the end, we want our children to succeed, and for this to happen, we need to work together. Thank you.
Thank you. And now moving on to item 4.02, our policy committee report.
Yes, first, Shana Tova and Gamar Hatama Tova to all who observe. The policy committee met on September 30th, 2025 and discussed the following policies. Policy EAC, transportation of students with disabilities, policy IIC, graduation requirements, and a new policy, policy JECC, use of stock bronchodilators. The edits to policy EAC, transportation of students with disabilities, amounted to technical edits and therefore don't need to come before the full board. And of course, we're grateful for those updates. The regulations for policy IIC graduation requirements are also being updated to remove some credit requirements in excess of what the state mandates. Over the years I've served on this board, this topic has come up several times, and I applaud staff for making changes. For those in the audience or watching from home who might see changes as diminishing the rigor of the education we impart to our students, I'll say this. Every one of the large LEAs in the state, Montgomery, Howard, PG, and Baltimore, have long established 22 credits for graduation compared to our 26. I should also note that our graduation rates with 26 credits are higher than some of the LEAs I mentioned. I look forward to a robust debate about these changes during our 3-reader process, and I'll share my own personal ideas at that time. The committee also discussed Regulation KCRA, community use of facilities. Our internal auditor, Dan Regan, was, as well as committee members, provided feedback regarding this regulation, which will come back to the committee during an upcoming meeting of our committee. Policy IIC and JECC were moved by the committee to come before the full board for our 3-reader process at an upcoming board meeting. And that concludes my report. Thanks.
Thank you. So we're going to move on to item 4.03, the President's Report. Last Friday, Dr. Tobin, Ms. Pullum, and I were joined by Dr. Joshua Michael, President of the Maryland State Board of Education, to witness a real treat, an assembly for all 8th grade students at Bates Middle School conducted by Dr. Bedell. In this assembly, Dr. Bedell spoke to students openly and honestly about his own challenging journey and the things that have helped him get to where he is today. It was truly inspiring from start to finish. As adults, I can tell you that we were all moved by Dr. Bedell's remarks, and I know our students were moved as well. Dr. Bedell does this on a regular basis at schools, and it is always an impactful event. Thank you so much, Dr. Bedell. On September 26th, Friday night, Dr. Tobin and I, along with Braden Morgan and Dr. Bedell and some other team members, including 3 former AACPS Teachers of the Year, had the wonderful opportunity to recognize our Anne Arundel County Teacher of the Year, Jacqueline Sanderson, once again, as she was honored as one of only 7 finalists for Maryland Teacher of the Year. In case you don't know, Ms. Sanderson is a national board certified teacher who teaches English language development at Belgrove Elementary School. Her platform of elevating multilingual learners and treating them as assets to our entire community is one which many people continue to need to hear and understand. She epitomizes our vision to become a school community where everyone can and does belong, grow, and succeed. And she is fierce and unwavering about the importance of her work. Congratulations, Jacqueline Sanderson. On Monday, the 29th, you know, it's always a great day when you have to surprise someone, a student or an employee, with awesome news. And that's what we were able to do on Monday. Ms. McFarland and I joined Dr. Bedell and members of his team at Northeast High School, the home of the Eagles, to surprise Janae Wiggins with the news that she had been awarded a $40,000 Big Futures scholarship through the College Board. Big Future scholarships financially reward students who complete key steps in the college and career planning process. The organization provides 2 $40,000 scholarships each month, along with hundreds of $500 scholarships. Janae, who is a senior, is a part of Northeast Avid program and the Human Performance Signature program, as well as being a member of the school's cheerleading team, and I might mention Champions in 25, I believe. She hopes to go in the physical therapy field after college. Congratulations to Janae. And I just have to say, she really was surprised. Her mom was surprised, and it was an absolutely great event. So finally, on Monday night, Dr. Bedell and Dr. Heiser conducted a briefing on the 4 proposals here in the boardroom that this board has voted to move forward to public hearing in phase 2 of the redistricting process. As I have tried to do in previous meetings, I wanted to just remind everyone of some of the remaining timeline for this process. On October 13th and the 27th, the board will conduct public hearings on the proposal or proposals to get more public input. Information on how to sign up to testify at the hearings will be made available a little bit later. And then on November the 19th, the board will adopt a redistricting plan that will go into effect August of 2026. So once again, I want to repeat, there's 2 hearings, October 13th, that's a Monday evening, and also October the 27th. Both hearings are board directed so that the public can provide input. Unlimited number of speakers. Each speaker is given 2 minutes. That does conclude the president's report. So moving on to item number 4.04, superintendent's report. Dr. Waddell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to add my congratulations to Jacqueline Sanderson and Janae Wiggins for their accomplishments. I also want to publicly apologize to Miss Sanderson for stepping on her dress several times as we walked across the stage. It was great to be a part of those celebrations, and they are just two of the reasons we are on our way to being a premier school district in this state. I want to remind our high school families that as part of our ongoing focus on college and career readiness, we will be administering the pre-SAT to all 11th grade students and the pre-SAT 8-9 to all 9th grade students free of charge 1 week from today on Wednesday, October 8th. As you can see on the screen, we gave more than 10,300 of these assessments a year ago. However, less than 80% of our freshmen and juniors took advantage of this opportunity last year. We need to get all of our students to sit for these assessments. They are a key piece of our strategy to prepare students for life after they graduate and to open doors to scholarship opportunities. There will be some schedule adjustments for high school students only on October 8th. The most important of which is that students not taking the pre-SAT or pre-SAT 8-9 will go to school 3 hours and 30 minutes later than those who are taking those assessments. There will also be no morning sessions at the Centers of Applied Technology, but their afternoon sessions will operate as normal. Families were sent messaging earlier this week, but should go to www.aacps.org /testing for complete information. I also want to remind everyone that today is the last day to weigh in on a change in the current year school calendar that I am considering recommending to this board. If implemented, the change would eliminate the 2 early dismissal days at the end of the second, third, and fourth marking periods, and instead shift to a full day for students, followed by a work day for staff on which students would not attend school. We were able to do this because legislation passed by the Maryland General Assembly allows us to count minimum seat hours and not the number of school days in the calendar. It's also important to note that there are several other school districts that have now made this a part of their legislative agenda platform for this upcoming school year, so this may pick up even further. As I said last month, we believe these changes would minimize disruptions in learning and eliminate the early dismissals so many families have complained about. They would also allow more time for teachers for end of marking period grading, and let us provide dedicated professional development time for our Unit 3 and Unit 4 employees. A survey on the ideal can be found at www.aacps.org /calendar change. I encourage everyone who has not filled out the survey to do so today. I'll look at the survey results, and if we want to move forward with the change, I will provide a recommendation to this board at the next meeting. The board could then vote on the recommendation either at the next meeting, or if the decision is to do it on November 5th, well in advance of the end of the second marking period. Finally, here's a look at our updated vacancy numbers. And as you all can see, we're holding very steady with where we are with our teachers. I think cracking below 30 is, again, showing the good work. But teacher assistants, that number was much higher. So we're continuing to hire, offering assistance that our teachers need. We're down to 18. We were at one point with the vehicle drivers, 4. Those were new positions. We're down to 2. CAP food service workers, we're actually moving in the right direction. I mean, last year we were at 119. We're at 77 now. We know we still have work, and you can see the trends for custodians and crossing guards. So again, I do want to extend kudos to the HR department, but also kudos to all of our building administrators and the folks leading these schools, because I think they're doing a good job of working to make sure that conditions are ripe enough that we're retaining people. Mr. President, that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Bedell. So moving on to our consent items, item 5.01, award of contracts for energy management software. Dr. Bedell.
Mr. President, the superintendent recommends that the Board of Education authorize the award of contract under the consent items numbered 5.01 energy management software.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Money.
Ms. Schallheim,
Aye.
Ms. McFarland,
Aye.
Mr. Morgan,
Aye.
Ms. Dent,
Aye.
Dr. Tobin,
Aye.
Ms. McDermott,
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, moving on to a few action items. 6.01 administrative personnel appointments. Dr. Bedell.
Mr. President, there are no administrative personnel appointments to address at this meeting.
Okay, item 6.02 personnel.
Mr. President, the superintendent recommends that the board approve the actions as stipulated on the attached sheets.
So moved.
Second.
We have motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing no lights, Ms. Money.
Ms. Schallheim,
Aye.
Ms. McFarland,
Aye.
Mr. Morgan,
Aye.
Ms. Dent,
Aye.
Dr. Tobin,
Aye.
Ms. McDermott,
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam,
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay, moving on to item 7.01, award of contracts. Do we have any concerns, questions? Seeing none, that brings us to our public comments on non-agenda items. We have one person who had signed up for comments, and ladies and gentlemen, the comments that I made a few minutes ago still apply. So Mr. Morgan, Grayson Morgan, signed up to talk about AACPS safety program implementation and identity of the site safety specialist. So he's not here? Okay. So we have no more public comments on non-agenda items. So that brings us to, do we have a motion to go into closed session?
Mr. President, I move that the board go into closed session to discuss the appointments, employments, assignments, promotions, discipline, demotions, compensation, and removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over whom this public body has jurisdiction, and to consult with counsel and obtain legal advice on a legal matter.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Do we have consensus? We do. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to remind everyone that several things. Our budget committee will be meeting on October the 13th at 12 p.m. virtual meeting. Our policy committee meets on November the 5th, 3 p.m. virtual meeting. And the next meeting of this board here, a general board meeting, is Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, a 6:30 p.m. meeting. Thank you so much for being with us. Have a great afternoon.